why are we here?
We're here to have fun.
There we go.
Try to give you some information that is very useful.
And drink
that is
coffee.
Yes, ish. That's gonna be useful for you guys, and we're here to be as transparent and to tell you what's up with Panama, to tell you what's going on here, and to give you as many answers as we can. If you don't have the answers, we'll get the answer for you. We're not gonna speculate about any answers.
Tonight,
or word.
Tonight is about you guys, okay? We're gonna answer every question honestly, fully. We're not going to try to sell you something until the end of the tour, until the end of the call. Buy a package, no, just kidding. We're not here to sell you something. We're gonna give you the full answers, everything we know, we do, but we are going to say who we are. We are Retire in Panama Tours. We're a company that offers tours for groups and private people. And you're welcome to come join us. You're welcome to do it on your own. It's up to you.
Yep.
But anyways, let's start introductions. Who's starting?
Ladies first.
Megan's starting.
It's always me.
And who's Megan?
I'm Megan. I am originally from outside of Philadelphia. I came to Panama in 2018 with the Peace Corps after graduating from Penn State, and served here for about 2 years doing projects in education and environmental education and different cool development stuff here, and learned a lot about Panamanian culture and Spanish, and ended up meeting these wonderful guys and staying in Panama, and now working with the company, doing tours, doing logistics, and a lot of the operations here.
Yeah, being the brain, literally. Sorry, you're the brain.
No, whatever.
I'm the mediator.
Yeah, she's the mediator between Oscar and myself, for sure. We are, and I want to make this clear, we are sitting in my house in Boquete, Panama. The three of us, me 10.5 years, Oscar 12.5 years, Megan 5 years, have all lived in Panama, experienced it, and throughout that time, we have been helping expats move here. We have the experience, we have the knowledge. We're sitting here looking out the window at Balkan Baru, even though it's nighttime, but you can't see
That's
the
really
top of
nice
it.
view from here.
Yeah, so I am from Vancouver, Canada. Originally, I moved here in 2011, and I've never looked back. I was an online marketer when I moved here. I was in my 40s, and so I wasn't retired yet, but I am the North American connection to our company. And I understand, I'm at that age now where, considering retiring. And, but I was here for a few months and I got in trouble. I came here like many people do, without help. And I got in trouble with the guide I was working with, was, needless to say, unscrupulous. I risked tens of thousands of dollars with him. I had things that I did with him that had to get undone. I had to separate from him, and I was at a loss, and I was in big trouble. So I'm in the town of Boquete, not knowing what to do, whether go back to Canada, whatever. I can't do this myself. And I go around town and I speak to the owners of all the tour companies in town. I say, hey guys, I need help. I need someone to help me with immigration, with driver's licenses, with buying a car, with list. So they would write down a name and use this guy, use this guy. I get home, I look at all the referrals, it's all the same guy, Oscar Pena. So I said, hey, I'm gonna call this guy up, he's gotta be good. So I called him up and he did a couple of jobs for me and we started working together. And a year later, we owned a tour company in Boquete. So we've been business partners ever since. And Oscar, this is 2011, was already doing relocation work here in Panama back then. So I joined him, and 4 years ago, we decided to start the group tours that we do. And then we brought Megan along, and that's basically the history of our company and the entire sales pitch that we have, except we got one spot open in May, nothing else until the summer. Okay, you go, Oscar.
Well, first of all, thank to each one of you for your time tonight. We kindly appreciate to be with us tonight. And my name is Oscar Pena, and I am, I guess, jack of the trade for these operations. I'm gonna be running usually the field operations with Megan, being the tour guide, being your mama goose if I have to, being your bartender, whatever you guys need while we're here in Panama. but also I've been working in the tourism industry for over, it's gonna be since 2006 that I've been working in the tourism industry. I was studying tourism and hotel industry in Colombia. I'm originally from Cali, Colombia. And I was living in Costa Rica for 3 years and a half before I moved to Panama in 2009. I'm very passionate about tourism. I'm very passionate about the expat community. I have been involved in the community with volunteer work in the past. So I'm very well known in a good way, thank God, in the community. And that's what I've been trying to do here, to be in the bridge between the two cultures. Even though that I'm not Panamanian, being Colombian, we share a lot of history, and there is a lot that we have similarities between Colombian and Panamanian. And I am one Panamanian, and they know here. I've been also involved into the civil protection, which is the National Civil Defense of Panama. So rescuing people lost in the jungle, in the forest, on the Badu volcano, I have been involved in that. So that's why I am very compromised with the safety also. So when you are in a tour, I'm gonna be the one stepping up, making sure you guys are safe all the way while you're with us. So this is me.
Perfect. Well, we had a little problem with the video, Oscar, because half of you was cut off. So do you want to start again? No, you're fine. Okay, I fixed it. People can see you now. There's a problem with my camera. Okay.
That's
All
okay.
right. This call, guys, we have nothing, no agenda, no pre-planned stuff. This is all about you. Ask us questions. There's two ways you can ask questions. Number one is in the chat. Just pop on the chat at the bottom of your screen, type in your question. It's perfect. You're going to be able to ask them in a second there, right over your microphone. The controls are, as I mentioned before, but now we're up to 60, 70 people. So I'll mention it again. Hover over your screen with the mouse. If you're on a computer, on a phone or iPad, touch the screen. You'll see the microphone and the video button at the bottom. So to ask a question, you unmute your microphone and you ask. Or you can raise your hand if you want to be polite, like Vicky. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Vicky is. She's going to be the first question tonight, guys. And then we'll tell you to go ahead. So we're done introductions, right? Like you
Yes.
went, right? Oh, yeah, that was like 5 minutes. Okay, perfect.
So your guys' turn.
We're going.
Vicky.
Vicky, you are up.
You're up, Vicky.
Hola, everyone.
Hola.
So I'm on the tour next week,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know, I was really trying to get all my documents in order for the pensionado visa so I could bring them, but I think I'm gonna hold off as I don't know if I'll be able to return in time, to be there when I'm needed. So anyway, my question is, do attorneys need cash to start, these different applications, or are credit cards usable?
Yeah, well, Vicky, that's a really good question. Some attorneys want you to meet them in the back alley behind their building with cash. You don't want to use them.
No.
We're not going to send you to those people. Our attorney takes wire transfers, credit cards, everything. And as we talked before, Vicky, if you want to talk again, feel free to give me a call in the morning so we can plan this right for you on the tour. And there's not enough time in a week to get all your documents done and actually get your temporary card. You're looking at 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe 3 to be here to actually get the process started. So there's no rush in getting the process started. We don't want people to really rush in it. We want you to be sure Panama's right for you. Why put out that money on a lawyer if you come here at the end of the week, you say, oh, Panama kind of stinks. It's not what I thought it was. And that doesn't happen very often, but it has happened. That's what we're about. We're not here to sell you Panama. We're here to show you Panama.
Show you and show you, no sugarcoat, what's gonna be.
Yeah.
What's gonna be the transition to be here in this country. It's gonna be challenges, but also it's gonna be many pluses. So until you're here, you're gonna find out Panama or where in Panama is gonna be the best suit for you.
But you can definitely meet with a lawyer
Yes.
while you're here, get all your information approved, all your documents, and then plan your next visit and get your appointment ready for that visit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited.
Yeah, and
That's about it.
we're gonna meet with the lawyer on our tours, guys, and I'm not trying to sell the May tour at all. But on our tours, we actually meet with one of the most, what we believe is the most reputable law firm in this country. You'll be able to, if you got some private questions, you can pull it to the side and you can ask your questions, get it done. And then when you go home, she's gonna guide you through step by step, every part of the process for when you come back. So you have everything right and everything's done right for you.
Great, thank you.
No
You're
problem.
very welcome, Vicky.
Okay, next question.
We've got a hand raised. Desmond, you got a question for us?
I do, yes. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Desmond.
Just a quick question about, this one might be most relevant for Oscar. Just wondering, what would you say are the differences in between living in Panama versus Costa Rica? Is there a larger, expat community? I do realize that, magazines such as International Living, right, rank very high. Just wondering
Well,
the
okay.
differences.
Well, I lived there in Costa Rica, and of course, things have changed between 2009 and 2022. One thing that is still the same is Costa Rica, the cost of lifestyle is higher than Panama, can be up to between 40 to 50%, depends where you are in Costa Rica. Right now, Costa Rica is catching up. We're trying to facilitate the residency program for foreigners, mainly for retirees. If you're not into retirement, Costa Rica is more like a luxury destination. Don't take me wrong. The country is amazing. It's beautiful. It's game changer when you become a resident. When you're a tourist, man, Costa Rica is the place. It's one of those places. They gotta nail down the tourism industry, the ecotourism, but again, it's a luxury ecotourism. When you're trying to become a resident, it's a whole different story. That's one thing that Panama has is way ahead of the game in Costa Rica, and the infrastructure of Panama is a lot different, more developed. And so I will say Costa Rica, you gotta try, because this is just my point of view. So you can either go to Costa Rica, spend some time, then come to Panama, and that will help you because you just share borders. And if you want, I can just meet you at the border. I'll get you.
Sneak you across. Desmond, a couple of things that Costa Rica has done over the last few years that has separated from Panama more is they're taxing their residents on healthcare. Depending on your income, you'll be taxed between $75 and $400 a month as a resident to help fund their social hospital system. Yet you don't want to use it. You're going to want private health insurance in Costa Rica. That's one issue. We could actually start a business of Costa Rica's moving to Panama right now. Like Austin said, it's a beautiful, beautiful country.
It's a beautiful country.
They're just not promoting immigration of foreigners here. Not well. Panama kind of hits a nail. Like you, obviously, I don't think you're receiving a pension yet. I'm correct? Unless no.
Not yet.
So you're in your income producing years, like Oscar and Megan obviously are, and I was when I came here. There's a lot more opportunities for you in Panama and more tax friendly and stuff like that. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
But definitely check them out both.
Yeah, just to say, Costa Rica, you pay 13%, Panama is only 7%.
Yeah,
Okay.
just they're 13%, but it's like 21 in all the resorts.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous VAT taxes and stuff like that. So that keeps people away.
But it's a good country. Again.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
And we do have an opening in May. Okay, we're not promoting anything here. Next question.
I'm just gonna throw our email in the chat because someone was asking for the best way to contact us.
Oh, yes.
We get back to that within.
And by the way, some of you guys end up on the call just because you get shared a email. We are retireinpanamatours.com. That is our official company name, and that is the email that Megan just sent to I don't, oh yeah, everyone. Yeah, perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, let's
What
go
about this
up with the
question?
Dix family. How are you? Can you introduce yourselves with your first names?
That's swimming.
Hi, my name is Shanika Dix, and this is my husband, Dwayne Dix.
Hey.
We are absolutely very much interested in retiring early, and we've been looking between Mexico and Panama has actually come up more recently for us as far as affordable living. My question was in regards to water pressure and also like the sewage system. So I've seen in Mexico, a lot of areas you really can't flush like toilet tissue. So I was just wondering, how is it as far as the like septic system and water
Yeah. Mhm.
and water system?
Well, first
in
of all,
Panama?
it's very nice to see you can retire in your 40s. I'm proud of you.
That's awesome.
Good. Water system is, it can be fixed. There are some areas, and I'll give you a perfect example. I'm sitting in a house I moved into in November, and we had really low water pressure in the dry season. So brought a guy in, put a 250-pound tank and a 60 PSI water pump and solved my problem. Septic systems. Now you have to understand, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. And so I know this for a fact. Latin America does not want you to flush toilet paper because they don't want to call the septic pump. It costs them $120 to do it. That's the only reason why. Like our toilet stacks are 4 inches, just like everyone else's. Okay. So it's just, you know, it's your choice. If the landlord tells you don't flush toilet paper, well, trust me, he's not going to be watching you when you're doing it. So, so like I've had a landlord that told, oh, make sure you, yes, absolutely. I would never do that. But it's the fact here. That is the reason. There are some older areas and some really older construction that are still using 2-inch piping where that is an issue. Not much in Panama. Our infrastructure here in Latin America, what would you say between all of Central America and Mexico? Where is Panama in that infrastructure?
Well, it's pretty high.
Yeah, it's at the top.
And evolving rapidly.
And
Yeah, and evolving rapidly. We have in our little town of Boquete, 25,000 people. We have, like, in the last 4 years, they put all new sewer pipes in, all new water pipes in. Like everything is fairly, even though they're not even using it, because we're all septic here still, but COVID, you know, slowed a lot of things, projects down here. That was one of them, but in no time we'll you know, be back up in sewage treatment plant and just like North America. So it's really evolving here. Mhm. Okay, who's next? We got Jim, who's coming with us next week. Jim, what's your question?
Hi, question regarding two questions regarding bringing my pet. First one is, does Panama recognize a 3-year rabies shot?
I'm sorry, you broke up there, Jim.
Does Panama recognize 3-year rabies shots?
Yes.
Okay, and second, and I've been doing research, but I believe I read something about you have to get special permission to fly a pet if it's over 11 years old.
Yeah, no. You're gonna have to sign a waiver if it's over 11 years old. But I'm gonna give you on the tour, I'm gonna hand you a booklet that's gonna have everything you ever need to know about bringing your pet. And we'll even help, and we'll even assist you if you need it when you're going to do it.
Okay, perfect. See you all next week.
Yeah, see you all. It's looking forward to it.
There we go.
Okay, introduce the next person, Oscar. What? Introduce the next person.
Miss Breakross or iPad for small? What?
iPad
for small, you're
iPad
up.
for small, you're up.
Yeah, we're ready for your question. We don't know your name. It says iPad for small.
Are you there? Maybe you stepped away.
iPads for small.
Hello, iPad
Once.
for small.
Don't be shy.
Okay, we're gonna ask.
We'll move on to.
We're gonna ask the crosses.
The crosses.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. We're Laura and Brad.
Hey.
Michael and Audrey introduced us to this.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank
Audrey. Yeah.
Oh, great to have you.
So we have two questions. First one, did you say 7% tax rate and not 53.5?
No,
Imagine that.
no, the VAT tax, the consumer tax is 7%, the sales
Yeah,
tax.
but it's
Oh,
still,
okay.
the other percent is way lower.
There's no 53%. Let me do the rundown on income.
Not even 13. That's amazing.
If you have to pay income tax here, it's, I can't believe I'm gonna say this as the libertarian I am, it's fair. It's
Okay.
between 5 and 18%, you know,
Outrageous.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
Wow.
fair. For the
And then
service.
our second question was about the dog, but you addressed that. You mentioned there's a brochure. Would you be able to email that as
Actually,
well?
on our website.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
if you want some direct information, just please send me an email. I can send you
Okay.
the direct link if you can't find it. So it's the info@retireandpanamatours.com. We offer on pet relocation, we offer two services. First of all, we expose exactly the details how to do it. Now, it's 24 simple steps that you must do in particular order. Now,
Okay,
if you're
24.
comfortable doing them all yourself, you go right ahead. If you want our help, we have a small fee, so like $300, and we will take you for 30-day period, from 30 days before you come to the day you arrive, and walk you through all the paperwork. We verify it, we proof it, we actually send it to the doctor that we have contact with at the airport. They pre-approve it before you even get here. And so we'll have everything done for you 100%, and we offer that service. So.
Great. Thank you so much. We'll email you.
You're welcome.
And we also offer transport from when you land, we can have people and dog-friendly drivers and carriers and vehicles to take you to wherever you want in Panama.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, looking forward to see you guys here.
Or you could just come on the May tour with us, because
Oh
we
my
got that
God.
spot for 2 people.
We will.
We-
What am I gonna do with this guy?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
Mr. iPod for small, this.
Yeah, you're still up, if you can hear us.
Calling Mr. iPad. No, we can also jump
No,
to
I-
the chat because.
Oh,
we
if
do have
anyone
some
just wants to
questions
open
coming
their
in.
mic and ask a question,
Yeah, you're
feel free
welcome
to.
to unmute.
All right, let's go with some questions on the chat.
70
so-
70 people, someone's gonna look at all the questions.
Yeah,
yes.
we had one from Anatole. Is it easy to rent a car for a 2-week trip? How much would it cost? And is it easy to drive across the country?
It is easy to drive in a rent a car across the country. If you're going to go to some remote areas, I would highly suggest to get a 4x4 with a high clearance. Depends on your budget. What will be a week rental?
$500 to $700.
Yes, and the $700 we were aiming to a Toyota Fortuner.
Mhm.
That will be like a best car to go anywhere. That car will go through anything.
And that's fully insured.
Yes.
Panama has a law that your credit card company does not cover you for the $25 a day insurance here. Even though if you go to budget.com, it's gonna say it does. Once you get here, you're gonna get the sticker shock, and they're not gonna give you the car unless you pay the insurance.
Yep.
So that's why it's more expensive here to rent a car. If you have a good credit card that pays all the little stuff, windshield, roadside, deductible waiver, then you can get away with as little as $250 a week here. But otherwise, you're looking at $350 a week.
For a basic.
Yeah, well, no, for a decent, you can get an intermediate for that.
Like what? No, don't tell me a rush.
No, but
Let me follow up on that
Sure.
car. We had a great time in January on the tour, and you guys that are going are gonna have a great time and learn a lot of stuff. Elle and I are probably coming back in August, so we can see the rainy season and,
oh,
a little bit to see the difference and then make a final decision after that. If we were gonna, and we're probably gonna rent a car in David, is it better to go through the car company, the international website, or is there a way to go directly to the agents there at the airport?
never ever rent from the international website, because you don't all the big guys have local websites, budgetpanama.com. alamopanama.com. That's just Google them. You'll find their Panama website.
Yeah.
Get your quotes, but there's also people like Dan, if you guys are just going to be in the Boquete area, there's Cowboy Cars across the street from me. They rent like 2014 to 2016s for $35 a day. So they're cheaper. And you know, so you can rent 10 days for free, $350.
Is he still in business? I thought he'd quit or something.
Cowboy Dave retired, but his staff opened up a business and bought his client list and some of his cars, but they bought a bunch of new cars and they're called Cowboy Cars. And they moved just up the highway a few more miles.
This is like 2 blocks from you.
Yeah, well, it's right
Right
there.
across the street.
Yeah. it's
Right, almost
across
across the street from
Yeah,
Ross'
yeah,
house.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so when you're coming, Dan, just get a hold of us. There's Cowboy Cars, there's Value Motors here in Boquete. Like they are cheaper than the Nationals. It's more the Nationals are more convenient and have more inventory, but in August, these other ones should have inventory for you. Perfect.
All right, who is next question in the chat?
This is Vicky.
Hey,
Hola,
Vicky.
Vicky.
Hi. I saw pictures online, and speaking to the Dix family question, I've seen pictures where there were like hoses and nozzles next to the toilet. And if they don't want us to flush toilet paper, are those like bidets?
No,
Could be, I mean,
I haven't seen a bidet unless it's been in a 5-star hotel or a luxury.
Okay.
our house
House.
has them.
No, our house has.
Oh, the hoses and nozzles, yes, okay. They're not official bidets. Bidet is an actual, but I guess they serve the same purpose over the toilet. So,
Oh, okay.
so I think you can call them a wannabe bidet.
I don't know if it's just trying to be like European style.
I don't know about
where
that, but that thing I would
from.
use it just to clean the bathroom, literally.
It's-
That's the only thing
I
I would
wouldn't
use.
say it's like traditional
It's
here.
cold water.
Yeah,
It's not tempered water like a bidet. It's cold.
Well, I have a bidet, a personal bidet that I installed, and it's cold.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I was just wondering.
We see them every once
I
in a
forgot
while.
my second question. So I'm
Every
done.
house I've rented, Vicky, which has been about 6 or 8 by now, has had a normal North American toilet. So you'll be fine. And yes, I flushed toilet paper. Okay,
Thanks.
no problem.
Hi, Megan,
one
this
did
is
know.
LP. Can I break in for a second? I have to leave soon.
Yes, we were waiting
Hola.
for you. How are you? What's your name?
Hey, I'm fantastic. Thank you very much. I live in Panama City, and I came to Panama about 4 years ago, just like Megan. And I've been well established here. I love it, no regrets whatsoever. I came originally from Europe. And I'm looking now to, well, establish myself perhaps in Boquete, sorry. It's not false. Huh?
This
Megan?
is LP.
Yeah, from
Oh,
TCI.
nice. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm fantastic. Thank you. Things are looking up very, very much. I landed a full-time job with an American company, all online, which is like the ideal scenario. That salary goes well over what I would need here in Panama to live comfortably on. So God bless that. So I'm looking perhaps to go to Boquete. And here's my question. My primary concern would be internet, fiber optic stable connection, and consistent power. Can you just talk to this a little bit, please?
I can certainly talk to you. I moved here from Vancouver 10.5 years ago as an online marketer. I required 12 hours a day of solid internet and solid power. And I made it work because 12 years ago, we didn't really have that here. But now we have 1,000 meg internet from 2 different companies, fiber, throughout all major areas of town. Don't go get a place way up in the mountain, some remote mountain, because you might
not a volcano, no.
Yeah. So I'm in Boquete. I'm 2 blocks off the highway. I have 250 megs, which is all I need to host events like this. And we have, and then I have 12 hours of backup in a backup system that I actually created myself, but it only costs $500 to build. It's got a couple.
Is that solar or how do, or
No,
diesel? What
it's
do
a
you
couple
think?
golf cart batteries that are connected to a 110 volt inverter that are connected to a battery charger. And
Nice.
so if the power goes out right now, which some of you long-term followers have seen the power go out during on one of our Q&As. All that happens is you can't really see much of us, but because the backup lights aren't that strong, but the computer keeps going, the internet keeps going, so we don't have an issue. So you should not have a problem here. In fact, the infrastructure, I lived in Panama City 2 years also, is almost as good here as it is in Panama City right now.
How is it with buying stuff? Like I can get anything and everything I want here in Panama City pretty much. Is it similar in David or in Boquete?
You got Panafoto, you got Price Mart, we have a 400 store shopping mall opening up here in the middle of opening. Like we have a multi-plaza basically.
Yeah,
Okay,
not as much high-end shopping or specialty shopping, but definitely all the basics and more.
All I need is beans and rice.
That you can find.
You can find that anywhere.
One last question. I'm looking to move up to perhaps get a 4-bedroom villa in Lower Boquete. What are the price ranges there? Because I looked and I couldn't really find much on offer. So if you could give me and the audience an insight, I'd appreciate it.
A 4-bedroom, are you looking to open up an Airbnb or what?
No, it's for my cat, my bird, myself, and my workout equipment.
You don't get along.
They do though.
I mean, a villa that big in downtown Boquete, I mean, Valle Escondido is gonna have a lot of options.
Depends on the time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, long term, obviously, you'll get a better deal.
Yeah, I would be looking for at least a year, if not longer.
Yeah, if you start looking after this season ends, like middle April, a lot of things will start coming up available.
Yeah.
Especially in Valle Escondido. There is another area that sometimes come things available big enough, like Panamanian Estates.
Yeah.
That's another area.
But
It's
like a
most
4-bedroom, it depends what you're looking for and how classy. That like the
Yes.
high-end stuff. We're talking 1-inch granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, like all that. You're looking at $2,000 up here.
Minimum.
Yeah, that's about the price range
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, but if you're looking at a house in a neighborhood in Alta Boquete, I just viewed one this afternoon that fits that bill. It's 3 bedrooms, large bedrooms, plus a very large loft. A full like 2,000 square foot house for $1,150.
Wow. One last question, if I may, not to hawk everybody, but do you also offer moving services, for example, from Panama City to Boquete? So I don't have to do anything. I just say, pack this and move it.
There's companies, I don't know these, but I know there's companies.
Yeah, we
Give
don't
that
offer
information.
that service ourselves, unless the van isn't busy that day. Maybe we could.
But I know there's companies that do it, but we can
Yeah.
look after the best reliable contact for you, because I know.
Okay.
From the city, so I know there is company, because I know there is a company that does that.
A solid recommendation would be all I need from you guys.
Yes, sir, you will get that.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much
Send an
for
email-
answering my
send an
question.
email So we have that,
Yeah,
and we can follow through that.
Awesome, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
we should get to the chat, hey?
The
before
chat.
It fills up.
Yeah, sure.
17 new chat, okay.
This one there about the swimming.
Yeah, so from Jurgen, we had a message about finding clean and safe swimming in Panama. That was hard for him to find while he was here, something without undertow. Sounds like he's looking for really clear, calm waters.
Okay.
And where would you find that in Panama?
Clean, calm waters. If you're looking at the ocean and the Pacific, there is some areas or islands that you can go for the day. If you go to the Pacific of Contadora, per se, the Pearl Islands, there is some nice areas you can have very clean and calm waters to swim. If you go in other areas, again, Pacific and the Coiba National Park, also in the Chiriquí and the Chiriquí Gulf and the areas of Isla Games, also in the Isla Secas, you can find places like that, very clean and also peaceful. You can even do snorkeling. On the Atlantic side, there is
Also, on the Pacific side, islands that you can actually live on would be the Pearl Islands.
Pearl
and
Islands.
Stay on.
however, the parents, you have to be prepared for the lacking of water sometimes of the year.
That's any island.
Yeah. What else? That's on the Pacific. On the Atlantic side, you have Bocas del Toro, you have the San Blas Islands. You have also areas near to Colón, which is Portobello, and Isla Grande. But depends on the time of the year, it might be a little bit rough. So the Caribbean side, between January and April, we have a lot of the north winds. That means it's gonna be very choppy. So unless you are in the Gulf, you're not gonna get any of that. So Pacific side has more Gulf areas, and some of the islands are more protected from that, kind of like the north winds that creates that like a choppy waters. So that's my input into that. If it answered your question.
Lots of waters to choose from here.
Yep, plenty.
Okay.
But I got you, the largest swimming pool in the world in Playa Blanca is actually fed with ocean water. You can do jet ski or paddleboarding. Crystal clear.
All right, our next question, the chat was from GM Francis. To visit Panama and stay 2 months as a digital nomad, are there any visa requirements?
Where are you from? If you're from the US or Canada, you can stay for 180 days.
Easy peasy.
If you're from Europe, you can stay for 90 days. If you're from some Asian countries, it's only 30. It all depends where you're from. Most of you guys, earlier when we asked, nobody, there was New Zealand's 180 days. Sorry, 90 days. They actually just changed it in October. Everyone used to be 180. And now only North America is 180, actually US and Canada.
US and Canada only.
Yeah, but
All right.
You can only drive for 90 of those days, I have to
Yeah.
say, which is kind of silly, but that's it.
Looking for some details in the paper.
yeah, another one from Jurgen asking about is the swimming pool still open at the religious estate just south of town?
Oh, that's the seminario. I don't know, to be honest, how it is. I can reach out to you, but I know that pool was open, the seminario. That's a religious thing.
Where was that, in Alto?
No, it's just down our place,
Oh.
before the Texaco
Yeah.
gas station.
Mhm.
I highly doubt it because with COVID, but I'm gonna do some research tomorrow. So please send us just quiet chat or an email, we'll confirm with you.
We had some questions from Joe Flowers saying he's moving to some area of Panama City. I'm not sure exactly, Casa Viejo or Costa
It's
Viejo.
Casco Viejo.
Casco Viejo?
Oh,
it's
Casco
Casco.
Viejo. Got it.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming down there the week of Easter.
Mhm.
I'll be staying for 6 days, and I booked a room in the old section of Casa Viejo.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I could contact you guys while I'm there to get more information. I plan on retiring completely and moving out of the United States within 2 to 3 months. And I've been to Panama before. I would like to consider living or long-term rental in the old Casa Viejo area of Panama City. So I was wondering what you thought about me making a contact with you guys, or if that's possible. And then my main question was going to be like the rental in that area, that old section of town that everything is being restored. What would a reasonable long-term or mid-term rental be?
I mean, reasonable would be, I would say something decent, depends on the size, between 1,500,
Yeah. I was
2,500.
gonna say 12 to 3,000.
Yeah,
I've seen some bachelor pads for 12. But it's one of the more expensive areas of Panama City. It's it's gorgeous. It's beautiful there. But 12, starting at 12, I've seen some smaller things up to 3,000 for something classy with a rooftop deck.
mhm.
No, I'm like a bachelor, it'd be like low end, 1,200 would be
Yeah,
fine.
definitely. You
Sometimes.
can get like for 1,200, you can get a 2-bedroom apartment on Balboa right now, which is almost within walking distance. Well, like a mile walk of Casco Viejo,
Yeah,
with beautiful ocean views and a nice high rise.
yep.
But if you like that area, there's nothing wrong with it. Like some people really like that area. We just had a guest move in there.
Yeah, there's a
But
nice expat community.
As far as meeting with us, Joe, currently we're not, that's not part of our business model just because of how busy we are. Between today and April 30th, we have 3 days off that we're not doing group or private tours.
Okay,
And we are solidly booked up until the end of June with a spot for 2 people in May.
Yeah, often it's easier if people are visiting Boquete because that's where we're based
Yeah.
to meet up quick, but
If we have here and a coffee, that can happen. It happens often, but it's, but to actually do relocation consulting on a one-on-one basis, that's why we do these tours. Like, we don't charge for them. We don't, and we answer every question, every email we get, we promise you we'll answer within a day.
But definitely send us an email. I mean, any question we can answer
Yeah.
for you. If you want real estate contact in the city with
We can connect you
rentals.
with a reliable person in the city for sure.
Yeah, we definitely, we don't
I'd
want
like-
anyone.
yeah, I'd like to meet with someone while I'm there. I don't want to waste the whole week.
No, you want to connect with them before you get here, so he can have a
Yes.
line of places to show you that are
Yes.
being rented. So please send us that email, info@retiringpanamatours.com. So we can
Okay.
connect you. And I got asked this question today. I was helping a guy who was a little bit screwed up on his driver's license stuff. And he goes, well, why do you do this? Why do you do all this stuff for free? Well, it's not, we are doing it here for free. We're gonna give you the answers. We're not gonna tell you to go buy something. We're gonna, like, on a one question at a time thing. But we do it because of our reputation. People,
The best way to put it is that we like to work in good faith.
yeah, there we
And
go. That's what I was
and
looking
that is the
for.
best way. Right now in this world, not many people like to work in good faith. Everyone try to get some advantage from everything. And I know the times we live are a little bit in the gray zone, but I come from a very traditional lifestyle and a well think, and I believe that if you do things in a good faith, and if you do the things with as much caring and like ethical ways possible, things going return for anybody, for you guys, for us. So that's why we do it. That's the best way I can.
Okay,
No, that's
So-
what I wanted to say, exactly what he said. Thank you, Oscar.
okay. So basically, when I come down there for that week of Easter, I'll contact your website and ask you if there's someone you could put me in contact with to
Oh,
just.
no, Joe, you need to contact us tomorrow if you're coming
Yes.
down Easter weekend. It's Easter
Tomorrow.
weekend, everyone's gonna be busy, everyone's gonna be
And a
behind.
lot of people's not gonna be
So,
working too.
yeah, so,
It's like a 2-week holiday over Easter.
so, yeah, retiringpanamatours.com and click the contact button, tell us what you're looking for. If you're looking for a rental in Panama City, we're gonna connect you with somebody that we already know, Joe Flowers, I can remember that
Yeah, right.
what person would be right for you in that area. And then he's gonna line things up for you before you even get there.
Okay,
By the way, hi, Margaret.
thank you very much.
Who's Margaret? You know?
Margaret.
Oh, Margaret.
Let's get there a little bit more of the chat questions here. We had a question from Vera. Please discuss the retiree visa and the benefits of that come with the retiree visa. So the pensionado.
Ready?
Okay, pensionado visa. easiest visa in the world to get. And I say that and I want someone to correct me, please. There's no easier and cheaper visa to get. It's a 4-month process. If you're receiving a pension, a lifelong pension, this must be a government pension, a major company pension, or a private pension, not an annuity, not IRAs, not RSPs, a pension. If you're receiving a pension that's $1,000 a month or more, you qualify for a permanent visa in Panama. Process takes about 4 months and costs about $2,300 for a single, $2,800 for a couple. That includes everything, like whether your costs here, or your costs back in the US or Canada, your background checks, everything. So that is what the pensionado visa here. The benefits are having, number one, even if you're going to be traveling, well, you need a visa if you want to stay here for more than 180 days, and if you want to drive for more than 90 days. So that's benefit number one. Number two, if you're going back and forth, it's great to have a visa here because you can fly on one-way tickets and you get discounts, 25% off airlines, 25% off restaurants, 15% off fast food, 25% off your electrical bill, like all your utility bills.
50% off
theaters.
entertainment.
Yeah, $2.50 to go see a feature film at a movie theater, guys. And you get, there's many more discounts. I don't know why I can't, if I memorize them, that would be kind of dumb too. But lots of discounts you get as a pensionado, hotel room stays.
Medical,
Yeah.
pharmacy.
Yeah, medical, pharmacy, all of your prescriptions. So it's easy visa to get and the benefits outweigh the $2,500 getting it. So, and it's a one-time thing. It's a permanent visa that you never have to renew besides get a new photo every 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. We had another question from Lee. She said, I read that you can earn $11,000 in Panama tax-free. Is that true?
We should probably touch on what is considered earning money
Yes.
in Panama.
Panama is a territorial tax system, meaning you only pay taxes to the Panamanian government on income derived from Panamanian sources. So for you to earn money from Panamanian sources, you must have a work visa here. So you can't be retired here. You have to have a work visa. You'd have to be on like a Friendly Nations or on a work visa program here. Then yes.
Have a proper business corporation.
Yeah, or you have to have a corporation with the visa and all that stuff, or work for a Panamanian company. Then your taxes are as follows. The first $11,000 is tax-free. Between 11,000 and 50,000 is 15%. And between 50 and above is 25%. So example, on 50,000, you would pay 11, 12 to 12% tax or something like that. Because the first 11 there's no tax on. Now, if you are working here, if you move to Panama and you're working remotely for a international company, you don't pay any taxes to Panama. You don't even file your taxes here. It's nothing to do with Panama because Panama only charges taxes on income derived from Panamanian sources. So you could come here as a entrepreneur, like internet marketer, or be working remotely, like the gentleman that was just speaking to. What was his name? That you knew?
LP.
Yeah, LP. He works for a international company, or well, now he works for a Panama company. Bad example. You can work for an international company remotely. You don't have to worry about taxes here. You still owe your taxes back home if you're from the US, of course. You'll owe your taxes back to the US government for life, unless you renounce your citizenship. If you're from other countries, Great Britain, New Zealand, Canada, you have options.
But minor detail about the US taxes is you pay taxes after a certain amount you earn.
Yeah, that was next, Oscar.
Okay.
Countries other than the US, they don't charge you taxes on your international income if you don't live here. So you need to see a tax accountant on that. But if you are from the US, you can get the foreign resident tax exclusion of up to $110,000 a year if you are working here, so you don't get double taxed. So I think like the question was very open-ended. I tried to explain all the different variations. If the person that asked it I didn't actually answer it exactly, please
No,
ask
you-
again.
No, you definitely
Or
answered.
send an email, yeah, okay.
No tax if you're earning $11,000 or less from Panamanian
Yeah.
sources. Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna keep going through the chat. If anybody else has questions and wants to unmute, you're welcome to do that anytime. But I'm gonna move on to Kim. Asks, what would the cost of medical insurance be per year if we moved there? So I guess that would be a couple.
We're gonna get Kim to open up their mic. I need more information.
Yes.
I need your age range, Kim, to the nearest 5 years. And then we can ask that question. I really don't want to quote every age range.
Also, if you need international or not.
Are you there, Kim?
Hi, Maxine.
Okay, I am gonna give, Kim, hi.
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 Hi, so your age range, let me see, you're in your 40s?
Oh, thank you. No, we're in our 50s.
Oh, really? In your 50s? Okay, I'm gonna give you my exact numbers. I am 57 years old. And they're really the same for a woman as a man than a man. For international health insurance, I pay $158 a month. And that is in Panama, 0 deductible and 0 copay. Outside of Panama, there's a $5,000 deductible with no copay. So it's a very comprehensive plan for $1,800 a year. Basically, if something happens to me and I end up in a hospital, they find my wallet, they pull up my, oh, he's fully insured. I could be in there a month and I won't pay a penny out of my pocket. It's 100% coverage. So in your 60s, in my 60s, in 5 years, that's going to go up to about $250 a month. In my 70s, that's going to go up to about $350 a month. And that's where it's going to max out at about when you're 75. That's for full international coverage. Now, if I only wanted local coverage, those numbers would be like half. But with local coverage, it is a copay. You pay 30% and the insurance company pays 70%. Now, this is all in private hospitals. Some of the best hospitals, like equivalent to North American, like as close to North American hospitals as you're going to find anywhere, except there's no waiting times. For example, if I wanted a knee replacement surgery, I can schedule that for next week in Panama. And my insurance will cover the whole thing if I needed it.
Really?
So I know.
So what about something like, as you age in Canada, we have long-term care homes. Do you have things like that in Panama?
Very few. There are some, but it's not a Latin American thing. On Latin American, Oscar will speak a little more. I'll just start him off here. In Latin America, when the parents get older, they move back in with the kids. That's the way it is. So
yeah, usually Latin America, if it's more like, kids take care in the end of the folks. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Some people, they can afford it. They might have a home place. They might just, the other scenarios is just they hire a nurse, somebody to move in the house to take care of the folks, and they'll be either in their home or they will have another type of home. But that's pretty much the scenario in Latin America.
And that's pretty affordable and live-in nurse.
It depends. So it can go from, I don't know, 1,200 to 2,500. Depends how good is that nurse.
A month.
A month.
yeah, live-in help would be 400 to 600, but you need somebody with a nurse's qualification.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be.
Yeah, live-in help will be live-in help is somebody that can cook your meals and be with you living inside will be tops 1,200 tops.
Yeah, babysit. Well, not babysit, like parents sit for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But what we're seeing here now, we live in Boquete, lots of North Americans here. We're seeing these places open up now to look after the expats. And that's certainly going to be a marketplace. The expats started moving here in their 60s, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They're now all 80. So there are places. David has one. I talked to our insurance agent. It has 18 beds, rooms. and they charge $1,000 a month for 100% care, full 24/7 care. So
Wow.
I know what that's like because I had my own parents in these homes, and they were $4,000 to $6,000 a month back in.
Yeah, and that's where we're at right now, but we don't have children, so we're
Yeah.
kind of worried about the future.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think you need to worry about the future in Panama because someone's going to solve that for you.
Yeah.
We've had many discussions here, like with our entrepreneur friends and stuff. We're, like we'll start that business if it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all these people have social security checks. They put them in this bank account, and we'll look after you forever.
Yeah.
So that's going to be there. So.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Many places you rent or buy here, you'll find to also have live-in quarters. They'll have a small bedroom with a full bath, and that's for the live-in help. So as you age, that's when we hire that live-in help to watch you, to do all the heavy lifting around the house and do all the cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. So that happens when, as you progress also. And it's affordable here. Live-in help is $400 to $500 a month if you feed them.
Well, we were in Panama a few years ago and we loved it, and we started talking about this. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
It may happen.
You got to come down, check it out again.
I know.
Yeah, we do have one spot in Mela.
Yeah, I know.
Here.
I just want to make sure you guys remembered that. Someone probably bought it already. I didn't check.
Oh, you got it.
Hi, this is David. I have a
Henry.
follow-up
Oh, we
question.
got Jim.
Jim.
Oh,
Yeah,
David, you're next.
Regarding your insurance, does that cover pre-existing conditions?
Okay,
Or is
great
that-
question, Jim. Pre-existing conditions. Oscar, are you getting more water? I'm starting to choke up here. Right. Pre-existing conditions are not covered in Panama. But before you freak out, what's a pre-existing condition? High blood pressure by itself is not a pre-existing condition. High cholesterol by itself is not a pre-existing condition. If you're obese, have high blood pressure and have high cholesterol, and you're on all the medication, and you go for a test and you test high for high blood pressure and high cholesterol, you're probably not going to get accepted because you're not looking after yourself. A pre-existing condition is, for example, would be a cancer. Let's say you had melanoma. And so you won't be covered for melanoma. You'll be covered for other cancers, but not melanoma. Pre-existing condition is if you had a heart stent put in. You won't be covered for heart-related issues, but you're recovered for everything else. So they are tougher, and this is not Panama. I hate when I say that, people say that. This is international health companies. None of these companies that sell insurance here actually are owned by Panamanian companies. These are international companies from around the world. They don't treat pre-existing conditions the same way that the US has legislated that their insurers have to cover it. But look at the prices. Like, look at what I said, a 57-year-old, no Medicare, no Medicaid, can get 100% coverage for $150 a month. That's why we're not, the person that comes in with, that just recovered from open heart surgery, that wants to be covered for health, for heart conditions, is a huge risk for the health insurance companies, huge risk. Now,
Sure.
I feel sorry for the people with pre-existing conditions, I really do. And we work with them to look at different options and go through different companies to see who will accept them and who they won't. Some of the local places will accept you at 50% with a 2-year waiting list. So there are options with people with those serious conditions. The major one that is a problem, if you're insulin injecting diabetic, you won't be covered. Health insurance won't really touch you here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's the Dix family again. Hey, guys. Oh, I forgot someone. Okay, you guys go ahead.
Yes, so yeah, you actually touched on it very briefly about pre-existing conditions. So you actually said I am a type 1 diabetic. I do take insulin.
Yeah.
So then how hard would it be for me? You said there's a 2-year waiting list.
It's
Um,
difficult on the international plans. If you take insulin, are you on a daily regimen of insulin?
Yes, I am.
Yes,
I
okay.
was born with diabetes.
Most international health plans will not touch you, unfortunately.
So
Some
how
of the
do
local health plans will. After
local
cheaper
health
rates
plans,
at a
are
50%
they
cost.
more expensive?
Well, no, they are cheaper, actually. The local
Oh.
health plans are about half the cost. So I know you guys were in your 40s, right?
Yes.
Everyone's in their 40s tonight. No, like 100 a month, but what you really like, you got to, this is a serious thing. Before you even come here and decide if Panama's right for you, you need to be in touch with these companies to see, that's what I tell all diabetics in your situation, to see if this is a smart enough move for you. Now, a lot of the diabetics have told me that $20 for their insulin is a lot cheaper than they pay at home, even with their copay on their insurance, like even uninsured. But there can be, depending where you live, you got to move to an area that has big enough drugstores that the insulin's always in stock. Because in some rural areas in Panama, you're going to find it go out of stock sometime. So you're going to want to stock up on it. So there's lots of things for you to consider. If you want to send us an email, please do. And I will send you directly to the local healthcare companies to have that discussion with them, because we don't sell insurance in any way, but we do know the companies that cover and pay. So those are the ones that we would send you to.
Okay, I appreciate that.
No problem.
You're very welcome, sir.
Okay, we had David that I cut off. I apologize. I'm not sure it was David or David the Press. David, which one of you were asking
David.
the question? Hey, David.
How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Unbelievable.
I'm 68 and I have my wife is 67 and we're taking care of her mother who is 93 and handicapped 71-year-old brother-in-law. And we're kind of waiting until it's just maybe taking the brother-in-law down with us when the mother has passed. And we're looking at places that can take care of him. He has cerebral palsy, is in a wheelchair, and takes very difficult for him to transfer. Is there, I think I heard you say there were places in Boquete that had home care, maybe up to $1,000 a month, but I was told with his situation that he needs more skilled nursing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, what I was talking about is just more geriatric type home care, like older folks in their last few months or years. But with somebody with special needs, I don't have 100% good answer for you on that, David. I really don't. But Oscar, in your case, is like I see there's a lack in Panama with special needs people.
There is a
and
lack.
special needs homes.
There is a services, and David has services. Panama City, all major city has those services. There is a professional people, they do it. There is not a place you can take him. Usually there is professionals that come to your place.
Outpatient stuff.
And they'll come to your house and they will make sure on a daily basis to be taken care of. That's what it happens. That Boquete,
And how much would that be?
it all depends. It can go from 1,500 to 3,500, depends of who is doing the job, and also if you're gonna do directly. Yeah, how often?
If they're full time.
This is full, yes, for full time or any X amount of times of the week. So it has a lot of variations on that matter.
So there are people in David that can come up.
Yeah, as far as having the facilities in Panama where these people can be cared for and looked after, that's not as big here. It's mostly in home, looked after by the families. But
That's what we're looking at, is in home. And
Yeah.
and it's good news that people, organizations out of David can come up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I'm gonna email you later with information on that.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll try and get you some more answers.
we'll definitely will work on that. Just put in the calendar, so because I know in David there is some professional services for that, because I mean that happens everywhere. So
Oh, yeah, for
so
sure.
we have also those needs in here in Panama. also for local.
Right, because everyone's human and everyone does
Yes, sir.
get disabilities of one form or another.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Some are from birth and some are otherwise.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get that I will get that answer. We'll make sure, this week, actually, that I'm gonna do some contacts in David or Panama City to get some better information for you.
Yeah, just send us an
I'll,
email.
I'll email you, Oscar.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
That's why I love these calls. We get
Thank you.
questions sometimes we've never had before and stuff that's important, like this is
Yeah,
important
this is
stuff.
very
David's
important,
talking about.
and thank you, David, for the, because.
And we get to learn too, so that,
Yeah.
you know, that's great. So.
Because the thing is that my wife and I, you know, I'm gonna be 69 in May, and we don't want to wait 5-10 years for the brother-in-law to pass before we actually have a life and can come down to Panama. So
Yeah.
we're trying to do it a little bit sooner and push the envelope here and see if we can make it work, you know?
Of course, and also for him, regardless of the situation,
Right.
he can even enjoy, have a nice weather and don't worry about, like it can be so nice for him as well.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Thank you for your advice.
Should we try and get through some more of
Yeah,
these
we
chat
got
questions?
23 new questions, Megan. How we doing that? Sorry.
See if we can get through them in 23 minutes.
Yeah, we got less than 23 minutes, actually.
Okay, Desmond asks, how are the bugs and insects in Panama? Not a lot of diseases being spread.
Well, the only thing that we have sometimes seasonally, and we still have dengue. Dengue is a common thing to happen, and
but it's treatable.
It's treatable. Dengue, when it usually will happen more often when you're in area near to concentrations of water.
Stagnant water.
Exactly. So, but when you have the symptoms, it's like anything else that you have to treat it right away.
I wouldn't say it's very common.
It's not that common.
It happens, but have you guys ever known anyone here in Panama?
No,
Dengue?
usually when you have dengue, like I come from in Cali, Colombia. As a matter of fact, we have so many cases of dengue. I got dengue, the bad one time, and yeah, they felt like the worst.
They have a good one?
Huh?
They have a good one too?
Yeah, the good one is not gonna kill you.
Okay.
I got the ones that I thought was gonna die. But anyway, nothing happened to me.
But here in Panama, no, I mean, there aren't really many insect diseases.
No.
We have lots of unique bugs. I come from Saskatchewan, Canada, where our mosquitoes are 2.5 inches long approximately. And when they bite you and take blood, they head straight to the blood bank because they make money off of it. Because it's a donation. They're crazy. Oscar always bugs me because to me, when I tell people there's no mosquitoes in Boquete, he always freaks out. Because like literally to me, there are none. There's these little ones, like I never see them. Oh, you be quiet. Okay, so very few. We have lots of other unique bugs too that I don't like, but hey, it's the tropics.
Yep, like you'll say the
beetle season's coming, you know that.
A hummingbird is a bug that will attack him.
Oh, be quiet. We're not telling the hummingbird story tonight.
Scorpions.
I mean, hummingbirds are a dangerous.
Oh, scorpions are good ones. I got stung by a scorpion one time in my bed, 3 times the same one.
Yeah. You got bit 3 times in a row. My
Yeah,
record is
but
twice.
you know what is it's stung. Sorry, it's stung.
They don't
But
bite.
They don't bite. They're stung. But anyway, I've been in the jungle. I've been crazy areas you're not gonna believe I have been. And yet, in my late 30s, I got stung by a scorpion in my bed
For the first time.
for the first time. in
First
my
time
whole
in his life.
Yes.
I lived here for how many years and I got bit 3 times in those 2 years. That remember? When I was living up in the mountain 3 times.
Well, you
in
got
2
attacked
years.
by a hummingbird. So what can I say about
Oh
that?
yeah, not the hummingbird story tonight.
I can
We
tell
have
you guys,
23
they also
questions
got
and
attacked
18
by a
minutes.
beetle this big one time.
No, this
I
big.
thought there were little girls screaming in the backyard. Every time they tell
Thanks,
the
guys.
story, it gets bigger.
I still have a scar from that beetle attack.
The beetle attack.
Okay, next question.
Hashtag don't be attacked with a hummingbird.
Okay, good question, Jan. What do you do about driving if you're there for more than 90 days, if you're on the 180-day
You
visa?
have to leave the country and come back.
Yeah. Take a trip back home.
No.
Go to
Take a-
Colombia.
Yes.
For
Or
a 3-day
Costa Rica.
weekend.
Or Costa Rica, yeah.
and you'll be fine. You got stamp. Don't want to be caught without your license here.
Mhm.
Very affordable.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
What else?
We got?
Wait. Social Security.
Yes,
What is that
Social
there?
Security works for pensionado program.
Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
that's the main pension here. Is social, if the government official sees Social Security stamp, you're approved, basically. What's the one above?
Quickly, I want to verify your email.
Yeah.
I have info@retireinpanamaamateurs.com.
Retireinpanamatours.com.
Oh, tours,
Yes.
tours there. Okay, I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah,
Tours.
the transcription is
Okay.
wonderful there.
So if I respond to Oscar via that email, info@retireinpanamatours, that'll work?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, how, that's right. Ron above that question said, how long are afternoon rains in Boquete during the rainy season? 2, 3, 4 hours?
Yes.
30 minutes?
Well, there could be 30 minutes too.
Yeah, it varies. You know, it's kind of progressive, the rainy season here. So we'll start to get some rains in April.
March. It started last week. We got that one on
Yeah.
That
Saturday.
was like 15
That was-
minutes.
yeah, that
15
doesn't
minutes.
count. That
That's
doesn't
what I
count.
mean, progressive. We have,
Yeah,
it was the first, it was significant. It was the
we
first
don't
rain in
consider that a
Boquete
rain in
in
Panama.
3 months.
That was a
It
shower.
came down hard.
That
For
was
15
that,
minutes.
that was a shower. When it
It was.
rains here, it rains like a
You
cats
know
and
it.
dogs.
I was
You know-
dancing in the rain.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Okay.
But anyway, usually it starts more by the end of April. We start having some showers more often. By May, June, we call it the green season because we have like maybe 3 times a week, some rains that last between 15 to 20 minutes, maybe more, maybe 30 minutes, but it's not as intense. Then when we go progressive between July, August, it gets stronger and stronger. There is usually when we're full in the rainy season, you always 80% to 90% of the time, you're gonna have the morning with beautiful sunshine. You gotta do everything you need to do or want to do in the highlands per se. And then the afternoon is gonna, it's gonna be raining after 1 or 2 o'clock, sometimes at noon. You're gonna be at home, sipping a cup of coffee, watching the rain, maybe in the fireplace, chilling, and that's it. Some days, usually happen 1 week, could be August, could be September, could be October. 1 week usually, 1 week or 2 tops, rains every day.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Okay, now I'm reading the chat now. Hey, Lee, no, your pensions are not taxed in Panama whatsoever. Again, Panama's territorial tax system, it does not tax any income that you earn from outside of Panama. So you continue to pay whatever tax you're paying in Canada, but if you file for non-residency for whatever reason, which we will help you through at that time, then Panama has a tax withholding system of 25%. So either you just don't change what you're doing and you continue filing your taxes with Panama, then you're taxing your pension just like you are now. Good. I saw a question here that we missed. How's the real estate market in Panama? Can I buy a property from US? Well, how's the real estate market in Panama? Real estate market in Panama is still a buyer's market. 2 years ago, it was probably more of a buyer's market. 2 years ago, the average time for sale of a house in Panama was 2 years. That's really long. So it was an extreme buyer's market. People were cutting their prices. But right now, there are some great deals in Panama. We're not going to, if you say, hey, I wanted to Panama and buy a house, we're going to tell you, well, come here and live here for 6 months and see if you like it first.
Or see it first
Yeah.
if it's for investment.
Yeah,
You
if
need
it's
still
for
need to see it
investment, yeah,
first.
that's a whole different story. We can show you the places of the best returns, where you get the best bang for your buck, where you can rent it. But definitely the prices are some of the lowest we've seen in years right now. Which is, I'm seeing condos go across in Coronado for 139. They haven't seen those prices since 2010. Coronado had one, yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
just crazy.
inventory in that
Two-bedroom
area.
condos, yeah.
Yeah.
So in Boquete here, not as good, but still we're seeing some great prices here. So real estate market's good. Michael, no, it's not Michael, Ho. Hey, Ho Kim, they're coming with us in December. Can I buy a property from the US? You could. We've had people do it. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're here, or unless it's like I say, investment stuff. You're buying a property to live, you want to come down here and check out the area you want, make sure it's a nice area, so.
We had some people do that during pandemic when they couldn't get down here, and
Yeah.
there were amazing deals going on, and they got lucky and ended up really liking it, but
Yeah.
obviously.
I
we
would
wouldn't
never,
recommend
yeah.
it.
Buying a house in Panama is no different than buying a house in US and Canada. It's the same procedures. We have agents here. We have a multiple listing service. Whatever anyone tells you that there's no MLS in Panama, just Google MLS Panama, by the way. You'll get to the MLS Panama site. There is. If the realtor's not on that site, I wouldn't use them. It's as simple as that. There's a reason why they're not on that site. Most realtors work with each other here. They share the commissions just like the US and Canada works. You go through an inspection period, you put a deposit down with the lawyer or the wherever the trustee is, wherever the money is being held. And you do the purchase, you go into escrow. It's the same process as US and Canada here to buy a house. Foreigners can own property in Panama. There's no problem with that at all. Some people tend to want to own property in Panama in a foundation. There's good, which is a form of a corporation, which has some great benefits to it also. But that's something to discuss with your lawyer before you make that purchase.
Yes.
Okay, what do we have for last minute calls? We have, there must be a football game tonight because we had 75 people last time I looked, and now there's 46.
I
So
know we had
everyone's leaving.
a lot signing off. But just
Wait,
the
I wanted
last
to tell these
5
people
minutes.
about a special promotion we have. We have two people available in May. I haven't mentioned that yet. Just kidding. Okay, anyhow, who on the call has the last question? Ask us anything right now, and we will tell you the answer.
Alan wants to know, how long does it take to get a property?
Margaret,
Oh, yeah, Margaret, you can go first. and then
you
we'll
go,
back to
Margaret.
this.
Come on.
Short question, in reference to visas. For example, if someone comes down to Panama and applies for, whether it's a friendly nations or a digital nomad visa, gets it, lives in Panama, but then reaches retirement age and has a validated retirement income, can they switch to a pensionado visa?
Well, there's no
Or
purpose.
does it really matter?
No, it doesn't really matter because the only
That's
time
what
it would
That's what
matter,
I was thinking, but
is if you receive
there's
your
no
pension
win.
really early, so you
Yes.
can go for the discounts.
I could.
But there is a cost to rescind your other permanent visa before you apply for the other, so it costs you twice as much. That's why it doesn't matter. Because I'm on a friendly nations visa. When I reach 62, I'm going to get all the friendly nation, all the pensionado discounts. I don't have to have a pensionado visa to get the
Okay.
discounts. I'm going to get them when I reach 62.
Thank you. I
Just so far away.
had that in the back of my mind, but I needed you to validate that for me. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. What was the question there, Megan?
Yeah. How long does it take to get a property deed to be officially recorded?
Anywhere from 3 days to 3 months, depending on who's your lawyer and who you're gonna bribe. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. But honestly, no, time of the year, like many things are the factors. If you're trying to
Yes.
do this in November, it could be 3 months. Because you're gonna go through the November holidays, the December holidays, nobody works that hard. And if you got a bad lawyer that doesn't know how to push the way through that. But typically, you should be able to close on a property, and Mike asked this question from Inside Panama last time. Anytime between 30 and 60 days should not be a problem to close, get the title in your hand in 30 to 60 days in Panama. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah. Jeff
Alrighty.
raised his hand if you want to unmute.
Yes, Panamanian citizenship. I understand after 5 years, you must denounce your American citizenship, but it's not really recognized as such. Do you elaborate?
Yeah, once you have your permanent residency, after 5 years, you can apply for Panamanian citizenship. I'm not going to tell you the process is easy. You're going to have to know some Spanish. If you have a good tutor, like a good lawyer that's a good tutor, because you are allowed to use an interpreter throughout the process. But trust me, the judge would rather have you answer than the interpreter. And it's up to a judge. It's not a panel. It's not a vote. It's the guy standing in front of you, whether he's going to give you this citizenship or not. So if you do get it, you're going to have to verbally say in front of him that you promise to renounce your other passport citizenship within 2 years. And that's, yeah, exactly. Because if you are want to run for office here, then you can't have dual citizenship.
Yep.
That is
That's
in the Constitution.
It is in the
I've actually read
Constitution,
that one.
yeah. Me as a future mayor Boquete, I will have to renounce
I am
my
going to make
Colombian
my
citizenship.
Constitution pitch. You got all these people left, and there's 40, 50 of you left here. You're looking to move to another country. Have you read its Constitution? Go to constitution.org. Simple site. Type in the country Panama. Download it. It's 80 pages long. These are the official translations of all the constitutions in the world. It's actually a really good read. I think you might like what you see when you read the Panama's Constitution. There's little things a lot of you guys don't know. We don't have a military. And what happens if we get invaded, if the Colombians invade us again? Well, we gotta pick up arms and we gotta fight you as citizens. Okay.
I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag about Colombians, but we're 50 million versus 4 million.
Yeah,
Just
no,
saying.
I think you might win. But no, there's lots of interesting things, the freedoms we have, a lot of things that people, in other countries are looking for right now. I'm not gonna get political with y'all, but Panama seems to have that to some point. But constitution.org, you can find the English copy of Panama's Constitution. We are wrapping it up here in 2 minutes, guys. So do we have any last minute question? Has anything come up in the chat? Electric car stations.
We have a couple coming through about scooters, not really.
What's it?
What was your
From
question?
I don't understand the driver's license. Regarding driver's license, you mentioned leave the country for 90 days. If from the US, how long do you have to leave to reset? Yeah, it doesn't matter, one day.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can leave for a few hours, you go shopping in Costa Rica and come back.
They don't do that any
They
longer.
don't?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, it depends.
So you gotta spend the night?
If you're lucky, no.
You want to use the air border, not the land border.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you might happen, might not. It's a flip the coin. That's how it is. If you're lucky to have a proper immigration agent, it's gonna let you in right back in. You're lucky. If
It's not gonna extend your stay. It's not gonna extend your 180 stay, your little exit for a day. All of this is gonna renew your driver's license.
I think so.
Yeah.
But my best advice, get a cheap flight between Panama and San Jose, or Panama, Cartagena, maybe Bogota, Medellin, something like that, Colombia. And they stay for 3 days or a week, get a different country, and then come back, and then all set for another 180 and 90 days driving. Easy peasy. Just for the record, the dollar in Colombia goes very large. It's 4,000 pesos per dollar. Just saying.
Okay, just for the record, we have an opening for 2 people in May. Come with us. You know you're gonna have
I
a
thought you said
blast
one
of
people,
fun.
one person. It's
Well,
2
one
people.
opening, 2 people, a couple.
Oh, okay.
Or a single can book.
We're
it.
not
It's
selling,
one-
but book tonight.
It's one room. You know where you're gonna have a lot of fun. We are the fun tour in Panama, and we are pretty knowledgeable. So anyways, folks, it was wonderful to have you all here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you guys
last
for your
50
time.
of you staying out and putting up with us. And questions were all great. info@retireinpanamatours.com. If you got any more questions, let us know. And I'll unmute and say goodbye at the same time, see if we can blow up Zoom.
Thanks
Bye.
for joining
See you
us,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here.
Buenas
Until
noches.
next time.
See ya.